Howdy y'all. I have been crocheting for over 13 years at this point, and in that time there haven't been many changes to crochet in terms of the tools available. But when it comes to amigurumi, there is a new tool that I want to share with y'all. I was sent this prototype, the Craft Easy Tools pliers for safety eye application. And if you have any experience adding safety eyes to knitting or crochet to make plushies, you know that to get the washer onto the safety eye and actually secure it as intended to be a safety eye. That being said, still don't give things with safety eyes to small children or pets. There are always things that can happen. But for it to be a secure safety eye, you have to get the washer down over these ridges, and that can be really hard to do, at least for me. I'm wearing my compression glove now. I'm constantly wearing it. I have tendonitis. I have had carpal tunnel. I have no interest in bringing that back, so I try my best to take care of my hands. And when I found out about this on Instagram, I immediately reached out because I was like, oh, ergonomics and crochet, these are two things that I love to talk about and I love to talk about together, so please let me review your product. I'd love to check it out. So I was sent this prototype. I'm not being paid to promote it or anything. I was sent this prototype on the agreement that I would make a review and talk about my feelings about it, and I'm really excited that I get to just happily talk about this and share this with y'all. I actually did not do too much amigurumi in the past because putting safety eyes in was such a pain. I would make amigurumi because they do well at markets and conventions where I sell, and it'd be great, but it genuinely was something where I had to think about oh, putting these safety eyes in is gonna hurt my hands. I can't do that much of it. So now that I have a tool that will help me do that, I don't even have to consider it. I'm already I want to make more amigurumi. I'm planning some different plushies I can use, and I don't have to worry about that one tricky part that's going to hurt my hands, because it doesn't. This doesn't bother my hands at all. It's really easy to press down with this, and you actually don't need that much force. When I was first using it, I was pressing it really hard thinking that I'd need a lot of force, but you don't need a lot. You press a little bit and it already connects it. And I'll show a little bit of that in the making of my sample that I made for this. I decided to make a biblically accurate angel headband because I wanted something where I'd have to use a lot of safety eyes, so naturally this is what came to mind. This has 42 safety eyes in it, and all of them I added with this. Normally, adding all of these safety eyes would hurt my fingers and it would hurt my wrist, and I had absolutely zero problems because of this. It didn't agitate my hands at all, which is so insane to think about. I keep saying this, but I'm genuinely so excited and also so shocked that we've come up with a way to make something more accessible in the world of crochet, because like I said, I've been crocheting for a long time. There are very little things that I'm seeing pop up. We've had the compression gloves, and we have stretches. So tools outside of the actual act of crocheting that can make things easier, I am so excited about. This is the size small. The size small will cover 4mm to 26mm, and size large will cover 20mm to 40mm. So you have a pretty big variety. Now, I will test this out so you can see. This is the fit, all thanks to this. I thought it would be a cute little test piece. I think it captured the vibe of safety eyes pretty well. I totally could have used a better yarn for you to be able to see what's going on here, but I still think you get the gist of it. It's a really easy tool to use. This is a prototype, so what you see is not what the final product is going to look like. You can tell in this 3D printed prototype, you can see a little bit more of the printing. There's some tiny details in the words that'll look a little bit crisper in the final product. It's not for sale yet. This is the latest iteration of prototypes, but this has gone through a lot of different versions to be what it is now, and it's already such a great tool. It's really cool. It's not super heavy. You're only using it for a second anyway to apply the safety eye. It's easy to use. I can use it with one hand. It fits nicely in my hand. The spring isn't super resistant. Also, the quality of the prototype is nice. The plastic isn't super cheap. I don't feel like this is going to break if I drop it. I don't feel like it's going to fall apart if I had to press really hard. It's a great tool, and I could see it being useful for anybody interested in crochet and safety eye application, knitting too. If you're adding safety eyes to things that are sewn, any situation where you're using safety eyes and you want help, this would be helpful for that. It's been really exciting to also go back and look at like the very first iterations of this and see how it's sort of evolved and the level of care and research that's been put into this project. It's really clear to see that this is being designed with intention, and feedback matters a lot so that the product is as helpful as it can be to the people it's trying to help.
Here's a closer look at the tool. Your standard pliers shape. It's got a hole on one end where you'll put the end of the safety eye through. There's a little foam cover there, so you're not going to scratch up the front of your safety eye. It's incredibly easy to use. You just do your standard sandwiching, safety eye, material, and then washer, and you make sure everything is lined up, and then you apply your safety eye. It's as simple as that.
I'm not one to like fill up a studio or a space with a lot of tools unless I'm actually going to use them, because I have limited space, I have limited funds, but I genuinely think this would be such a great tool for somebody who has any interest making plushies, because it's so helpful. If you know somebody who likes to make plushies, this would be a really great tool. It is not currently for sale. The Kickstarter will go live on April 18th. And I definitely would recommend that you check it out. I have links below. You can sign up for a newsletter so you can stay up to date with the process of this, and then you can also be notified when the Kickstarter goes live. You can also stay updated on social media. So that's my review of this. Again, not being paid. I was sent the prototype and asked to give it a review, and this is my review. It is glowing 5 stars, must have for anybody who wants to do amigurumi. Such a great tool. Love to see it, love to see this level of innovation in the crafting world, and I look forward to seeing more really cool things come from this.